representing the legendary Al Davis, and the team's will to just win, baby. The torch is lit before every game inside of Allegiant Stadium, as these fans hope it indeed drives their Raiders to victory in Vegas. Today, a battle out of the AFC between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Las Vegas Raiders.
26, Las Vegas Raiders.
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And we're off and running in Las Vegas. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. And a decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. And now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
Herbert's one of these rare quarterbacks that when he is on, he makes this game look effortless and easy. Part of it's his throwing motion that's crisp and clean with great power. And it's also an athleticism. He'll make you pay with his legs, too. Man, he is just a joy to watch.
He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
The numbers are pretty clear, Kate. You get explosive plays. Those explosive plays on drives lead to points. You can't ask for a better start offensively.
They'll run here with Amari on Hampton. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL. But it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock him behind the sticks. Job well done there.
Herbert from the gun. Completed over the middle. And defenders arriving in support to finish him off at the line.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. Here he goes, third and long. And they can't connect on the third down deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it, but it's incomplete, and now we've got fourth down. And flipping through, Brock, that certainly wasn't in the offense's opening script, but if you're a defender, just how you wrote it up.
Yeah, defensively, that was a week of practice and planning visualized and executed in real time.
Slow snap, but he's able to get this one away. And he gets his offense in better field position here to start. Up close to the 30. So out had the Raiders for their first possession. And bringing them out now, a quarterback who really knows how to make something exciting happen.
We really do marvel at the way he can wiggle himself out of tough situations, almost like a wizard out there. Sure, some are probably of his own doing, as he loves to extend plays and improvise. But if someone misses a block or runs the wrong route, this is a quarterback that can erase the mistakes of others around him. And you sure love that guy leading your team.
And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Offense is set. This is 2nd and 2. And first carry here for Ashton Genty. And that short gain is enough for a new set of down.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
New set of downs from 37. First down, and they go right back to it. He's corralled after a modest 4-yard gain. Brought to the ground by Dante Jackson.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
This is Genty on second. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. They get 6 and a first down as well.
That's good.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
Football's on the 48. Here we go. First down. Throwing now off the play action. That's Mayer. He's got it. And he's going to be drugged down. Looks like at that 37-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That's another Las Vegas first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
Genty from the gun. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Offense to the line for second down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's him on the quick hitter. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face 3rd and 3. Trying to throw this from the gun. Short pass brought in. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. It's a gain of 11 there. That picks up the first. Well, when your opponent fails to act, Brock, you want to capitalize, right? And they are moving like a team ready to provide us with our first points of this game.
Yeah, pretty lackluster start there, Kate, from their opponents. You got a golden opportunity to immediately take control as they convert to stay on the field.
They'll toss it. Genty. That is exactly why you rally to the football. Got through one tackle, but the next guy gets him for a loss. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
Drive's been moving nicely, but they went the wrong way on that last snap. It's 2nd and 13. Pass play coming here. Catch is made in close. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be 1st and goal now.
That's another Raiders first down. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, well, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. Genty. Scores! Touchdown, Las Vegas! The Raiders have a great first drive and get the game's first points. Well, this coaching staff has got to be a happy partner. A calm and calculated opening drive. Really impressed with the score, how they controlled the football, and they played at their own pace.
Yeah, it's one of those drives that just pays dividends. I know it's the opening drive, but you're just taking some of the starch out of that defense and putting some doubt in their mind. Like, man, they just methodically shoved it right down our throat.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Raiders will jump out to a 7-0 lead.
Raiders 7, Chargers nothing.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. That's going to be taken in at the 8. Jukes away from one. Showing a little burst so far. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. The Chargers get their offense set for their second drive. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Here's Hampton to open the drive. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Brought down by Quay Walker.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Can you lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook? Finding a more aggressive call on second.
Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Finds him over the middle. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
And the Chargers, 1st down.
The analytics will tell you a handful of these kind of plays per game, and your odds per drive of scoring go way up.
Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. And he could have a free play here. This one won't be wheeled in, but they had that green light to take the shot, and they did. Looked like somebody on the defense jumped the snap. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach. They'll run here following the penalty. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
Pretty easy for me to play armchair quarterback up here and say I just don't like that call on 1st and 5, especially when you get nothing from it. Man, that one stinks.
Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Back to Hampton. Looks like he gained about 3 yards. It's also going to bring up 3rd down.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Again, it's Hampton. And he nearly gets them into the red zone as he's down at the 22. They pick up 14 yards on that one, and that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. Now an inside give to Hampton. And they're going to have 1st and goal as he gets this down to the 4.
18 more yards. That's another Chargers 1st down. 1st and goal, Los Angeles.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
Hampton. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go. Brock, they take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up. Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. To the air this time, Herbert. And he's going down. They said no to that shorter field goal, partner. Rolled the dice for more, and they're going to end this 1st half empty-handed as a result. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They need the right call here. It'll be 3rd and goal. Brings it in. And they bring him down at the 7-yard line.
Pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do them through the offseason, do them through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force 4th downs just as they did.
So on 4th down, on comes Cameron Dicker and the Chargers for a field goal try. They're going to mark this as a 24-yarder. Dicker connects there. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative, is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Trey Tucker to return it. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. The Raiders and running back Ashton Jeanty headed back out there. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. First play is going to be a give to Jeanty. It is charged towards the line. That's right around 3 yards.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 6 at the 26-yard line.
This is 2nd and 6 coming up. Back to Jeanty. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
6. And a Raider first down.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets them just as many yards as a short completion would have.
First down, play action. That's taken in nicely by Brock Bowers. And he's going to get this one into enemy territory to the 47. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And the Raiders are going to have a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Shotgun give here to Jeanty. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Tackle made by Elijah Molden.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7. Leaning back motions right. Connects on the crosser. And he's taken down at the 30. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That's another Raiders first down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
He's got it in the red zone. Tackle made at the 10. 1st and goal coming up.
A gain of 21 more yards. And the Raider first down.
To me, now is the time to step on the gas, and you see this more and more in today's game, and it's the right move. Get that explosive run, get right back to the line of scrimmage, and don't let this defense breathe.
Going to the ground again on first. So much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
2nd and goal, they're going to throw. And he scores. Touchdown, Las Vegas. The Raiders now lead by 10.
Kate, we know you can do it in different ways in today's NFL at quarterback. Some with the brains and the processing, that anticipation and accuracy. Some could do it with their improv skills to create a play when everything breaks down. And he just put on a show.
Gay to add the extra point.
After it.
Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Raiders drive their lead to 11.
14. Chargers 3.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. Now the tight ends in motion left. Shotgun give to Hampton. And this is brought to a stop up at the 34-yard line there. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers a first down.
First down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Hampton trying the left side. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
At the 34-yard line.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10. Working from the gun here. It's Herbert. Hits him on the in route. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
So now here's 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Here's Herbert. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Chargers, first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Complete out to the right. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
2nd and 6 coming up here. On the play fake, it's Herbert. Downfield, and he has McConkey. The stop is made, but not until he reaches that 17-yard line.
It's a gain of 30.
So a gain of 30 yards on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
1st and 10. Here's Hampton. And that carry only makes one on the plunge up the gut.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Play action now for Herbert. Into the hands of Gadsden, complete. And he's going to go out with a pickup of 3, so chipping away a few here ahead of this 3rd down.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
It'll be 3rd and 5 on the other side, Brock, as we have reached our 2-minute warning. More from Allegiant Stadium coming up. Play number 9 of the drive. This is going to be 3rd and 5 to go. Here's Herbert. Nose caught. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
A gain of 9 yards.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. A tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
And now the Raiders call for the first of their timeouts. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Now Herbert to throw. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one.
As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams for field goals, you got a great chance to win.
Force them to his right. And they take this in for the score. The Chargers make it a one-score game before halftime. Justin Herbert with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Dicker tacks out the extra point. And the Chargers cut the lead down to 4.
Chargers 10.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Tucker now on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Raiders and running back Ashton Genty headed back out there. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3-and-out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
Finds the in route complete. It almost as he caught it. He does well to hold on to it. Gets him to the 37. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And that's a Vegas first down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
Back to pass on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And this one does not go far.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on 1st down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
2nd down now, 7 to go. He'll look to throw. He's going to keep it this time. A timeout taken by Vegas. That's its 2nd. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield. Get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
About set. This is 3rd and 5. Looking to throw here. That's caught for the 1st. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Now the Raiders using the last of their timeouts. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
First down from the 42. I'll throw it. He takes it himself.
Dude, if you've heard me say it once, you've heard me say it 100 times. Completions, completions, completions. Well, that wasn't a pass. It was a scramble. But the net's the same thing, keeping this offense on schedule.
So we have a one-score game here at the break. Now it's time for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Scott Hansen, take it away.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the third quarter as we're ready to kick off the second half. Back out to our commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
Big thank you to our guy Scott Hansen and the gang down in Orlando. Got a close one here, Brock, as our second half gets underway. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Tucker now on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Vegas offense ready to start this third quarter. And they take the field in good but not great shape, Brock. They've got that lead, but no doubt they'd love to see it grow.
Yeah, and just having the lead does take some pressure off. It doesn't change the sense of urgency. It's always on tilt in the NFL, but it should allow them to operate a little more freely.
And he's going to be brought down here at the 42. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Giving this to Genty. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
Okay, a 2-yard run on first down. I think that keeps you ahead of schedule.
2 yards.
You're going to have to pick up the pace.
It's second and 8.
Need a better result than that last run. It's second and 8. Here's a throw. And again, an interception is dropped. Looked a whole lot like the last play, didn't it, partner? And again, the turnover escapes him. It's going to be third down.
And 8 yards.
Well, what a stretch to begin the game, Brock. That finally his first incompletion. He had been perfect across so many looks before that.
Hard. It's just hard to be perfect with that kind of precision. That was rhythm. It's truly rhythm personified.
Yeah, it makes you marvel at the NFL record, doesn't it? Got slid this great note from our stats savant, Daniel Kitchen. Phillip Rivers owns that record, Brock. 25 straight completions to begin a game.
Defense.
So after the call, defense in a much different spot. Instead of forcing a fourth down, it's back to first. Running it after the penalty. And they're going to have first and goal after he picked up a nice chunk there.
What a great sign to start the second half for this offense, because with a lead, well, the ground game becomes your best friend, the centerpiece for this offense, trying to chew up that clock.
This offense in position now. It's first and goal. Genty has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
Brought down at the 2-yard
Okay,
line.
all right. There's a little progress on first and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on second down.
Ball at the 2 here for second and goal. Again, here's Genty. Out to the goal line, but he won't reach it. The defense keeps him out and forces third and goal.
Short of the goal line.
That's twice now where runs have not gotten them into the end zone, but you kind of set yourself up. Actually, you set yourself up really well for a little play action right here.
Just a yard away on third and goal. Here's the jumbo package. Going power with a big tight end. And this defense is going to win this rep. They hold strong there in the middle, get him down right at the line. Fourth down coming up.
Gosh, I just love seeing wrinkles like that added to your offense in these key situations. Kind of call it the Andy Reid effect. He's been so good down here near the goal line, and that one, well, it almost went in for 6.
Leaving the offense out there. It's fourth and goal from the 1. He gets one more shot at it. And they stop him. No touchdown, no first down. That's a turnover on downs near the end zone. We'll get an injury stoppage. That's one of the Chargers, who's pretty shaken up and being tended to. LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10. Hampton now up the middle. He's around him. He's got space. And they're not going to stop him until he gets out to that 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
I'm not surprised by that outcome, Kate. You crowd the line defensively by going all out for the safety. You got to be careful you don't wind up giving them an alley, not just to escape the goal line, but for an even bigger chunky yardage.
First down, and they go right back to him. He's got a gain of 6 there. There's Darian Porter in on a stop.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Last run got him 7. Here comes 2nd and 3. Hampton gets the handoff. And only can get his yard here, bro. It's going to be 3rd down.
Adam Butler there on the tackle. It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
They send the tight end in motion left. On 3rd and 2, Herbert. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
The Chargers lined up in punt formation. J.K. Scott will kick it away. Ooh, snaps a little off, but he adjusts and sends it away. He takes the fair catch at about the 26-yard line. Now the Raider offense headed back to the field. They took their shot on 4th and goal, came away empty-handed, so a lot to like, Brock, but just need to find a way to punch it in this time. First call here coming from the shotgun. Drive starts with an option, right side. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. Well, I don't expect that loss to keep them from utilizing the option at all moving forward, Brock, but I do expect it to keep them from leaning on it too heavily.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there. It's too valuable a piece of their game plan. You want to make that defense defend it, but they did it a whole lot better that time.
They kick the running back in motion. Finds him on the crossing route. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
First down from the 42. Back to throw. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And that sack quickly changes the tone of this series, Brock. It's 2nd down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
After the sack, defense has got to be feeling good. Here comes 2nd and 12. Setting up to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Intended for
When we look
Jalen
back at this one,
Naylor.
Brock, it is going to be
Incomplete.
defensive highlight after defensive
third
highlight.
down
And there
and
again,
12
the
yards
examples,
to
they
go.
just keep coming.
The physical play has been the trademark, really, from the first snap through this second half. There have not been many just uncontested, clean, efficient plays. Every effort's been answered, and that's why that scoreboard's not been lit up.
And they're going to tag a defender with this one.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they make the stop, but they do it with some illegal aid. The referees say there was interference that time.
This is why it is so hard to stop these offenses. It's hard enough to cover.
On him quick, and they bring him down.
Taken down and
And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
It's a 10-yard loss.
Kate, that was so good, really, on two levels there defensively. Number one, with an athletic quarterback, you've got to keep him in the pocket. They did. And then more importantly, and in this case, you got to finish him. Job well done.
Gonna need something special here. 2nd and 20 following the sack. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. This is a heater going deep. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Intended for Trey Tucker.
Ball and defender
Incomplete.
arrived at the exact same time there.
Brings up
And
third
things look
down
tougher now
and
with 3rd and
20.
long.
I hate to be Mr. Negative guy, but a sack 2 plays ago, an incompletion right there. All that's missing, Kate, is an interception on this play, and you're going to hand this quarterback a misfortune trifecta that nobody wants.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Taking it on the slant by Besh. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Now the Raiders readying for the punt, and they'll turn to former All-Pro A.J. Cole for the kick. And they're facing a long field ahead of them as that kick skips out near the 11. The Chargers and wide receiver Lad McConkey set for another drive. And he's been reading the coverage, dare I say, Brock, even better than his quarterback has all game. I mean, he just continues to find openings and make plays in this second half. Here's Hampton to open the drive. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards.
You know, Kate, that might be a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. But that's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Herbert now off the play fake. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to get him all the way up near that 30-yard line, Brock. Knocked down a step or two shy of it. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to give the Chargers a 1st down.
1st and 10.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Daryl Jackson out in Seattle, they showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
Danger, King. Danger, I say. You get this guy in the open field, and he is dangerous to take it to the house.
So 1st down from the 41. Shotgun snap to Herbert. Fits it through the middle. And he's going to have this one down to the 37. He'll get 22 out of that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
We've set it downs from 37. Hampton gets it from the pistol. And he's brought down after a solid gain on what's going to be the final play of the quarter. This is the end of the 3rd quarter. The Chargers have the ball, and they're going to need to score. They come in trailing. Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4. Herbert from the gun. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. That'll go for an 18-yard gain. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
Chargers, first down. A gain of 18.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things: separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
Running out of the gun with Mitchell. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
The tackle by Quay Walker. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the Raiders' 10-yard line.
Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Herbert with a blitz coming. Has room into the secondary. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers take a 4th-quarter lead.
Touchdown, Chargers.
So that, Brock, an important score here as they move out in front.
This is the time of the game where your legs just get a little bit tired, but that was a determined-looking drive right there. They were not going to be denied, and they're able to score and take the lead.
Needs to go up by a field goal here in the 4th. Ooh, snaps a little slow, and the kick is blocked.
That is a sneaky little play here from the special teams unit. I know you might be thinking, yeah, they lost the lead, but that block, you know what it does? It's kind of like life. We have energy givers and energy takers, and that one just gave a little energy back to the team, even though they're down and now got to fight back.
Here's a return from the 7. Good work so far. He's got room. And it ends there, but a very short field awaiting them. He's out on the opposing side of the field. Time for the Raiders offense to hit the field. And this pressure has been playing volleyball in this 4th quarter, partner. That touchdown just served it over their way. Now they need a touchdown to return serve, put it back on the other sideline.
Yeah, I like what you did there. And I'll keep the analogy going. We're in the final set. And it almost feels now like a must-score drive.
Great defensive effort to reject that one. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. He got one hand on it. He gets 2. It could have gone the other way.
This is Genty on 2nd. And they find them after just a yard, and it's 3rd down.
Ashton Genty, the ball carrier. The tackle made at the 47-yard line. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
Third and long for him here. It's in or no, they dropped another one. Picks dropped on back-to-back plays, Brock. It does force a 4th down.
Results in a 4th down.
Kid, I'm just kind of laughing because I could feel the armchair quarterbacks going, I can make that throw. And anybody who's actually made those throws says you have no idea what it feels like with everybody breathing down your neck. That play's got to be right, timed up right, and it certainly wasn't.
And it's out of bounds without a whole lot of room for air. He hit it well. They're saying it's out at the 4. The Chargers and Omarion Hampton out there on offense once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. Out of the gun. Here's Hampton. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
That run right there, that kind of feels like your missed opportunity defensively. Got him backed up, and you played it well enough to contain the run, but you didn't play it well enough to damage the run.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. Herbert. That's sent to the ground by a defender and incomplete. Would have been one for the highlight reel, but instead, their feet's in third down.
Brings up third down.
The ability to
6
track the
yards
ball,
to go.
right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
On third down, Herbert hits him downfield. This is Harris. And this is going to come to an end right at the 32-yard line.
A gain
Give
of
him 24
yards.
on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Now an inside give to Hampton. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
He'll expect more from himself on those types of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
They'll come up after that 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6. Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. In big trouble now, and the ball is out. And they scoop it up. Time to push for the line. And that right there is why they coach you to never give up on a play, Brock. Recover the fumble, and he's able to get him the first down, too. Ooh, so close to a big play defensively there, Brock. But now these guys got to stay out there. They were unable to bring in the fumble. They just forced.
They do. Got to bring a little bit of juice, but kind of like a boxer when they get a guy cut, they know. Man, if I get that first cut, I can make them bleed. And you get that ball out the first time, I guarantee you, I promise you, those guys are thinking they'll get it the next.
And keep this drive moving, partner. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action. Here's Herbert. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. He's going to bring this down to their 35. An excellent game, 20 yards there, and that's going to move the sticks.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Mitchell gets it from the gun. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
9 to go now on 2nd down. Herbert back to throw. Looked well downfield for that one. All he found was a waiting defender to knock it away. 3rd down coming up.
You know, I say this all the time. You get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. The quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not 2 hands that got on the football.
It's been an 8-play drive, and on play number 9 now, 9 is what they need on 3rd down. Throw here, 3rd down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
That's one of those 3rd down situations where you're asking an awful lot of your man to make a play to keep this drive going. Too much of a contested catch there, unable to bring it in.
A big try coming up here for Cameron Dicker. He was good on his first kick. Gonna need to hit this one well to go 2 for 2. Got all of it, and this is good! And they're gonna grow their lead late, but still a 1-score ball game. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a 1st down. Here's Herbert, 1st and 10. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
It's Hampton on 2nd. And he runs this one in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers push this to an 8-point game. Well, Brock, he found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off with 6.
Point after try upcoming to make this a 2-score game here in the 4th. Slow snap, and they're in to block it. And he's grabbed down. It was a long shot after the block anyway, and they're unable to add anything on top of that touchdown.
And we just witnessed right there. Right, this is why they spend all the time on the practice field, because that 3rd phase of the game just picked up the other 2 phases. Heck, look at the entire sideline by keeping this a 1-score game. Hey, there's limited time and possessions remaining. That may have been a game-saving play to keep this deficit at a single score in just 8 points.
Pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Vegas offense getting set for another drive now. They have a chance to tie this game back up, but they got to get this to the end zone first on a touchdown, and then again on a 2-point try. First down, play action. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Looking for his wide receiver there. And it sets up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd
They would sure
and 10.
love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
They'll throw on 2nd and 10. Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Dante Jackson takes it away. And the Chargers will be set up great after a terrific return down inside the 15.
I know he started the play as a defender, but gosh, he looked good, didn't he? Running it back, he looked like a receiver navigating on that return. The way he saw the field, he baited obstacles, and he chewed up yardage in the open space. Well, it'll make those offensive coaches and teammates proud. We've seen defensive players get touches on occasion, and I think he just gave himself maybe a look on that side of the ball down the road.
Chargers getting set. 1st and 10. Shotgun give to Hampton. And they come through with a big stop there. Got him down for a loss as they keep fighting back here in the 4th. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put 2 tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
Here's Herbert. Catch is made in close. Touchdown, L.A. The Chargers go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away.
Chargers.
I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Tiburon now for the PAT.
For the extra point.
The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers lead by 15 now.
29. Raiders 14.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Starting from the 5. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. Not deterred by that pick. He's throwing again. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now it's 2nd down. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Going again on 2nd and 10. We had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
Third and long, they're going to throw. He's going deep! Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. So that brings up 4th and long.
Well, that took some force right there. That took some serious defensive effort to force the incompletion. You're not going to see a lot of guys ever let go of a football when they got a first down right in their midst. But that force, that contact, separated man from ball.
Desperation time here on 4th. He's going to try another deep one here. And we all saw it. Flag came out just before that one fell incomplete. They may still get some big yards out of this one. So pass interference on the shot to the end zone, and now they're going to be set up on the goal line with a great chance to get the touchdown anyway. From the red zone now. Pressure's there, and the Chargers got him. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up 2nd down.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
Things already looking a good bit tougher here. It is 2nd and 17 after the sack. Working now from the gun. He's got it near the 10. Touchdown, Vegas. The Raiders can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. Brock Bowers, the touchdown.
Kid, every year, it's kind of like the Baskin-Robbins of tight ends. You get all sorts of different flavors. You get inline blockers. You get guys that can run routes. You got guys that can do a little bit of everything. And then you get a game changer. And this guy's a game changer.
Extra point try coming. This would importantly make it a one-score game. The kick is good, and they've moved back within a possession in the 4th.
Makes the score Chargers 29, Raiders 21.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. On the return, here comes Davis. He's stopped on the run back at the 27. The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Herbert on 1st down. He put everything he had into this one. They connect on the deep shot. He's taken down, but not before he has this all the way to the opposing 40. So a timeout comes in. It looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning.
34 yards. First down, Chargers.
Big play gets him across midfield, sets him up 1st and 10 from the 40. He'll work against the blitz. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the second one used by the defense in this half.
That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Offense getting set. Here's 1st and 10. Mitchell up the middle. And they corral him after a minimal gain to the 21. Now we get a pause, Brock, as the defense uses its final timeout, so the clock only going to stop again at our 2-minute warning.
2nd and 7.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7. Running it with Hampton. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. He can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
A loss of a yard on the play.
We're down to the 2-minute warning here in Vegas. Chargers up by 8. 3rd down here, need 8 on the play. He'll throw it. This one's in range, but it gets knocked away. Couldn't connect, and that brings up 4th down.
Such a big part of that breakup, Kate, or any breakup as a corner, is your positioning relative to the target, and really the timing of it all. You can be in the right spot, but if you don't time it, that ball is still caught at this league. That corner played that one nearly perfectly.
A 39-yard attempt.
Dicker connects there. And it's now a 2-possession game as the lead grows to 11.
The best kickers I've been around here over the last few decades, they relish these moments. They know the hard work all their buddies on offense and defense have done. And when they can make it a 2-score game and be clutch when it matters, these are the moments they live for.
Dicker
all lined up and ready to boot it away. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Raiders have their offense back out there. They'll try to emphasize what worked on their last drive, which ended, Brock, in a touchdown. Raiders just about ready for this one. It's 1st and 10. Trying to throw this from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
5 still to go here. This is 2nd down. They're going to try and throw it here. Completed over the middle. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43.
It's a gain of 11.
They gain 11 on that play. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
No timeouts and down 2 scores. They've got to find points quickly here. It's 1st and 10. He's dropping back to throw. Grabbed by Besh, left side. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This gets down inside the 35-yard line. Give him 24 yards on that one. And that's a Vegas 1st down.
That's just so good. I mean, that is teaching tape right there. It's what you want your guys to do. To not just catch it and fall down, but have a plan. Yes, you got to catch it first, but then have a plan to go attack. Be aggressive. Get those yards after catch. That is a job well done.
Stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal. That one hits for 30. And now they have a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
So the Chargers take this one on the road. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know best. So yes, it is just a little bit sweeter when you take care of business in your own division.
Well, that'll do it for us, for Brock Heward and our entire hard-working crew. I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Chargers as we bid you farewell from Las Vegas.